Israel's military released footage on Wednesday said to show forces operating around Rafah in the Gaza Strip. According to Associated Press, meanwhile, an Israeli airstrike on a residential block in northern Gaza killed at least 15 people, health officials in the Palestinian territory said. Gaza's health ministry said more than half of the dead were women and children. It said at least 40 people were wounded in the strike, which hit a 4-story building in the Shujaiya neighborhood of Gaza City. Rescue teams were searching for victims under the rubble. The Israeli military said it struck a senior Hamas militant, without naming him, who it said was behind attacks emanating from Shujaiya. Since it ended its ceasefire with Hamas last month, Israel has carried out bombardments across Gaza, killing hundreds of people, and ground forces have carved out new military zones.
The United States and Iran are once again on a collision course over the Iranian nuclear program. Trump gave the Iranians a 2-month deadline to receive a new nuclear deal. If they don't, the US will bomb the country. In recent days, American B-2 bombers and warships have been deployed to the region in a show of force. In response, Tehran has agreed only to indirect negotiations. It has ruled out any direct talks while under a US policy of maximum pressure. But recently, Donald Trump said that direct talks are underway between the United States and Iran over Tehran's nuclear program. Speaking alongside Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the White House, Trump said a very big meeting would take place Saturday. Trump declined to give further details about the meeting beyond saying it would be at top level. I think everybody agrees that doing a deal would be preferable to doing the obvious, Trump said. US officials are expecting to sit down with Iranian officials to directly discuss a nuclear deal on Saturday in a meeting hosted by Oman. A person familiar with the plans confirmed to CNN, but the source could not say who would participate and at what level. Trump's Middle East envoy, Steve Witkoff, is believed to be handling the Iran file. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi, meanwhile, said Monday on X the US and Iran will hold indirect high-level talks in Oman on Saturday. It is as much an opportunity as it is a test. The ball is in America's court, the foreign minister said. Direct talks between the US and Iran could represent a blow to Israel, which has long advocated for striking Iran's nuclear facilities. Trump has indicated a preference for negotiating over Iran's nuclear program. Trump recently sent a letter to Iran's supreme leader, 85-year-old Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, calling for direct negotiations with the United States over its rapidly advancing nuclear program. But Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian said late last month that Iran had rejected Trump's entreaty while leaving open the possibility of indirect negotiations with Washington. But Trump has consistently called on Iran, which is the chief sponsor of Hamas in Gaza, Hezbollah in Lebanon, and Houthi militants in Yemen, to abandon its nuclear program or face a reckoning. If they don't make a deal, there will be bombing, Trump told NBC News in late March. It will be bombing the likes of which they have never seen before. Given Ukraine's military and commercial gains in the Black Sea, Ukrainian naval officers and business owners in Odessa are skeptical about the benefits Ukraine could gain from a ceasefire deal with Russia. In comments to the New York Times, they note that a ceasefire could save ports from Russian drone and missile strikes, but it could also mean giving up Ukraine's strategic advantage at sea. perhaps the only area of the battlefield where it has an advantage. I don't want a ceasefire, said Tariel Kadzishvili, head of Novik LLC, a Ukrainian shipping agent based in Odessa. The only side that wants a ceasefire is Russia because it no longer controls the Black Sea. Ukrainian skepticism has only increased over Moscow's terms for a ceasefire, the lifting of some Western economic sanctions and a return to previous UN-backed grain deal. At the same time as the captain of the Ukrainian patrol boat Mikhailo, who escorts commercial vessels near the coast of Ukraine, noted in a commentary to the NYT, more ships are now passing through the new corridor than during the time of the grain agreement under the auspices of the UN. Against this backdrop, experts see little benefit for Ukraine in a ceasefire in the Black Sea. According to them, all Ukraine could gain from a ceasefire is an end to Russian strikes on its ports. The attacks have damaged several ships and destroyed many containers and grain storage facilities, according to Yuri Vaskov, a former deputy minister of infrastructure of Ukraine. At the peak of the attacks in the second half of 2023, the export capacity of Odessa ports fell to 20%. Captain Dmitry Platenchuk, a spokesman for the Ukrainian Navy, also said that for Ukraine, a ceasefire in the Black Sea means, first of all, an end to attacks on port infrastructure so that our grain corridor can operate without interruption. Russia has nothing more to offer us in this agreement, he told the NYT during an interview in Odessa. It remains unclear whether the ceasefire will ever take effect. Ukrainian military officials have noted that Russia has refrained from attacking Ukrainian ports since talks last month, meeting one of Kyiv's main demands, but they caution that it is too early to call it a truce. At the same time, Andriy Klimenko, head of the Black Sea Institute for Strategic Studies, said he does not expect the two sides to ever establish a maritime truce, given their conflicting demands. He suspects that Russia wants to use the truce to move some of its ships back to the central Black Sea for a quick counterattack. Russia and Ukraine have agreed to a ceasefire in the Black Sea, but experts and Western media believe it benefits Moscow more than it requires significant concessions from Putin. At the same time, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said that Russia wants to take control of the Black Sea trade corridor. He assured that Ukraine will not allow this to happen. Earlier, Captain First Rank, former Deputy Chief of Staff of the Ukrainian Navy, Andriy Ryzenko, said that the real guarantor of security in the Black Sea could be Turkey, which has the appropriate forces and controls the Bosphorus. He explained that the real guarantor could be the one who has power at sea, ships, aircraft,